The craziest, most outrageous thing I want to achieve is for everyone on social media to be happy to be there, to get content that they love and enjoy, and to be proud of the content that they put out. Is that so crazy? Is that just so crazy? That's what I want. Hi, I'm Lacey J. I'm an entrepreneur who started a social media agency at age 22. Weird, I know. I've been niching it down and building it up over the last 11 years, and a long 11 years they have been. Being on social media so much is hard on my and my team's mental health, so we work to find routines, balance, and focus on ethics that keep us showing up authentically online. If you manage social media accounts and you feel confused, unfocused, or straight up wackadoo, welcome to the club. We meet here once a week. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am happy to have you here. Today, we are talking about what is working on social media right now. I don't talk about this platform all that often, and I want to fix that. So LinkedIn is what I want to focus on today. LinkedIn is an absolutely wonderful platform for a few different things. One is organic reach. It's one of the best platforms for organic reach if you have a good strategy that you implement intentionally. It's also a fabulous platform for anything that is business to business, okay? So if you know the position of the person who you are trying to reach with the content that you are creating, LinkedIn's a great place to be, okay? So let's go into some of the details a little bit. First, I want to start with LinkedIn personal accounts, okay? So to be clear, the accounts that I have seen and my team has seen the most success with include both company pages and personal accounts using a collaboration of the two. So let's start with what works well with personal accounts. First of all, organic reach, again, is fantastic on LinkedIn personal accounts, okay? One thing that I've noticed when it comes to LinkedIn's organic reach is, let's say, for instance, you have not been using LinkedIn for a long time, okay? You're like, listen, I have a dormant account there. I haven't used it for a long time. When I get on, it's going to take me so much time to actually start seeing results on LinkedIn. So what I've seen is actually the opposite of that. If you've taken a break from posting on LinkedIn for a while and you come back in and you start doing some posts on your personal account, I've actually noticed LinkedIn's algorithm giving you a little bump in your reach. I think it's to lure you back into using the tool a little bit more, but it is something that you can take advantage of. So think really strategically about when you come back on to start posting on LinkedIn using your personal account. Do something of substance, something that's really going to make a difference for you, because you probably are going to see this bump, this really large increase in reach the first couple of posts that you put out, okay? Now, experimentation on LinkedIn is key, okay? Here's a few variables that you can experiment with. Let's say you have one post that does really well. Let's start breaking down why it could have done well. One, it could be the number of photos that you've included in a post, okay? When you're using scheduling tools on LinkedIn, you can only usually post about one photo because of their API, but if you manually post, you can post multiple photos. Start playing around. See if you post one photo versus three photos in your post. How does it change your engagement? How does it change your reach? Start experimenting with that variable. Another variable that you can experiment with is the type of photos. Are you focused in on a product or an object? Is there a person there? Are there people interacting? Those variables about what's included in the photo can have a big difference, a big impact on the type of engagement that you get. So start playing around with what type of photos that you're using. You also want to be thinking about who you are tagging, okay? Tagging is such a good practice on LinkedIn, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail here soon. But who are you tagging? Is it people that are within your company already? Is it people who are your clients? Is it prospective clients? Who are you tagging, and how does that impact the reach that you're achieving with your content and the engagement that you're achieving? Finally, I want you to look at the type of content that you're posting. On LinkedIn, you can do images, you can do link posts, you can do video posts. Do many of them. You've got to have a variety of different types of posts so that you can analyze that variable as well and see what increases reach and engagement. Now, one of the most important points that I've found on LinkedIn is that consistency is key. Okay. Once you get on the platform, if you are posting consistently, you are going to see growth. Okay. Every time that we've done it, that's what we've seen in the data. So this is one that I can say I know is true. Don't get on there just once or twice a month or once a quarter. Really start putting some effort into consistency. At least every week you're putting content out on a company page, on a personal page, and maybe having the two collaborate with each other. One client that we worked with for about 2 years, the only thing we did was consistent posting. Most of the time it was image posts, a few link posts, and it was work between their company page and their personal page. And what we saw is an increase in their community size of more than 2,000, okay? So their company page started at 300 followers and moved up to 1,300, and the personal account we were working on had 1,200 followers and moved up to 2,100, okay? So we're talking we have the ability to increase by thousands on LinkedIn absolutely organically, okay? So this is not something that you should be ignoring if you are business to business or if the people who you are targeting would be on LinkedIn, okay? Now, some of the most successful content that I've seen on LinkedIn is networking type content, okay? What do I mean by this? Let me get comfortable and tell you. This is when you are actually with people in person. You are taking photos of that time together. Maybe it's at an event, maybe it's a meetup, maybe it's just a business meeting, but you are taking photos with the people who you are with, and then you are posting about it and tagging those people and or organizations in the content. What I've seen on the content that I've put out is I've got an average reach of 600 to 1,000 on most content organically. But when I tag organizations and people with content that is from in-person meetings, I'm seeing my reach get up to 2,000, 2,500. Okay. So this is not a little bit of improvement. This is the bread and butter of LinkedIn. They want you to be engaging with their platform this way, and you have to take advantage of it. It's not that hard to ask somebody to take a picture with you when you're in person and then start using that content when you are creating your social media content for the week, for the month, etc. Now, one thing you do need to be careful of, I have had this happen to me before, and I'm sure you probably have too. Somebody gets wise to this whole tagging thing and realizing that it's a great way to use LinkedIn, and they do what? They overuse it. I don't know why people must spam every good thing that they learn how to do. Just knock it off. Just use it. All of a sudden I caught myself thinking about how often I just overeat ice cream and stuff. So, I mean, I get it. I get why you're over tagging. It feels good. Like maybe you're really going to get some good results out of this, but moderation in all things, people. Okay. So the ultimate point of what I'm making there when I got off my sidetrack of how much peppermint ice cream is what I'm going for right now, if you were wondering, is you must tag people and organizations who are actually relevant to the content that you've created. If the person is not in the photo, if the person was not at the event, if the organization that you're tagging was just a sponsor of the event and not somebody that you actually engaged and interacted with, you don't need to be tagging all those people. It's weird. It is not normal. It's not comfortable to be tagged in a post that is only slightly relevant to you. The purpose of tagging these people and organizations is to bring their eyes and engagement onto your piece of content. Because on LinkedIn, if you engage with somebody else's content, your followers see that you engaged with that content, and that content gets into their feed, okay? So if you overuse this tagging feature, people are going to start tuning out your content. They're not going to come and engage with it when you tag them, which means you're not going to end up getting the benefit of that tagging in the first place. So use it sparingly, use it intentionally. Just don't overuse it. Just use it on purpose, for goodness sake. I'm getting so excited. There's spit coming out of my mouth right now. Maybe I'm also salivating because we talked about ice cream. Don't worry about it. We're fine. It's the holidays. Okay, let's see. I'm going to move on to company pages now, okay? So we talked primarily just now about personal LinkedIn profiles. Now let's move a little bit into company pages. So one feature that I love on LinkedIn company pages is this invite feature, okay? If you are an administrator on a LinkedIn company page, you have the option to come over into the admin space and invite any of your connections on LinkedIn, any of your personal connections on LinkedIn, to like and follow the page that you are managing, okay? This is kind of I don't know, a little bit of an under the radar feature that maybe not everybody uses, but I have seen it work extremely well. There's one client that I've worked with who did nothing on LinkedIn except for posting about 1 to 2 posts per month, and they used that invite feature once per quarter over a year and increased their community size by 36% over the year. Okay, hundreds of new followers liking their company page solely because about once a quarter they went into their admin features and invited some people who they were already connected with to like that company page. Okay, the logistics are you get approximately 100 credits per month to invite people. When someone accepts your invite, that credit refills, okay? So you could go in at one time and invite 100 people. Again, I will always tell you it's a better idea to invite people strategically and intentionally. Maybe we're not just clicking all the 100 people who are connected to us. Maybe we're picking the people who make the most sense to invite to like that page, using it intentionally, but it's going to work. You are going to see increases in your number of followers on your company page if you are consistently using that function. As a social media manager, though, what that means is sometimes you need to get the people who are actually inside the business to come in and invite their connections, because your connections may not be helpful to them. If you're outside the company and you're just hired to do the social media, it's not going to be as helpful. Instead, you want to bring in people who are integral in the business. Their connections are going to be better followers for the company page. That might mean you need to create a Loom video to train them on how to do it. You might need to do it live on a content planning call. But it's a great way to increase your overall following on a company page. Good. Okay. Now I want to move quickly to kind of wrap things up into ads. Okay. So LinkedIn ads are a great function, especially for business to business companies who are really focused on that target. Now, the tools for audience creation in LinkedIn are really comprehensive, okay? If you've ever created an audience on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, God, that's rough. On LinkedIn, you can get so specific about who it is that you're targeting and really, really dial in that audience to somebody who is going to be the most beneficial for your company to reach. What that does mean is that the ads are often more expensive overall than you might find on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but they are targeting the direct people who you are trying to reach. So it ends up being worth it in the end. So overall, LinkedIn, create a good strategy for it, use some consistency, collaborate between company pages and personal pages where you can, tag relevant people, invite people using the admin features on the company pages, and experiment with some ads, okay? You're going to do great. I'm excited to see what you come up with. Have you heard of the Spryspace membership yet? It's a magical place where you can come to get direct access to social media experts who are doing the things every day. We're talking a private Discord channel where we'll answer questions daily. We're talking video curriculum and live video curriculum that you'll get access to that renews every month. It's timely, it's relevant, it's stuff you should be doing right now that maybe you don't know you need to be doing. We've got blank templates for persona creation, for annual content planning, for annual reporting that we have worked for a decade to create and perfect, and we want to share it with you. If you need this, go to thinkspry.com, click on membership, and I'll see you soon. All right, before I send you off for the week, I want to give you just a fabulous piece of advice you didn't ask for. And it's today focused on compliments, okay? So one of the things that I think I have learned that has been very helpful in my life is how to accept compliments, okay? It takes courage for people to come up with something nice and kind and supportive to say to you. And what people most often do is maybe kind of push it to the side, right? Oh no, you did this, or no, it was nothing, or whatever. But the best thing that you can do to receive a compliment from someone is to like say thank you. You really don't have to do anything else. You could just sit, listen, let yourself, that feeling of discomfort, it's going to come up, okay? When someone's giving you a compliment, it's going to come up and you're going to kind of want to push it away and not be the center of that moment, but just like take a breath and say thank you. And that's all you have to do, okay? It makes the other person feel good for giving you a compliment. And it's something that then, once you've calmed those anxious emotions inside you, your body and mind will actually start to really accept and believe the positive things that people are saying about you. And that's great for you, okay? Every once in a while, I still catch myself kind of trying to push down, or most often I'll try to reflect back. I'll give a compliment back in the moment. But what I really try to do, and what I think has a really positive impact on me and the people who I've experienced this with, is thank you. So if you have a compliment for me, like maybe you want to subscribe to this YouTube channel because you just love this compliment so much, you're going to go right now and you're going to click that button that says subscribe. You're going to add this podcast to your library. You're going to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And you know what I'm going to say? Thank you. I hope you all have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Social Media with Lacey J is brought to you by Spry Social Media Marketing. Edited and produced by Chad Hinman and executive produced by Lacey J. Fott.